Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun.
Okay, so it turns out we have 16 holes around this perimeter instead of 18, which gives us a whole different measurement, of course. So we're at 22.5 degrees off of each circle. So, and I took some measurements and it all works out. So there's our second hole. Right. And then we come back 22.5 degrees beyond zero. 22 and 1/2. And there's my reminder to put wood in the fire. Otherwise I get so involved that I totally space the whole thing out. So there's 22.5 degrees there. Right. Now we go 180 from there, which would be 50, 60, 70, 80 right there. And then 22.5 degrees from there, 10, 22 and a half. And 22.5 degrees back. All right. Now, let's get ourselves a drill bit. And we definitely want to come down. We'll go down a 1/4 inch. Open it up a 1/4 inch. We can't go all the way down on this one because we'll hit our jaw, but we can go down about 200 thousandths. Well, actually, this is 5/8. No, this is 1/2 inch. So we can go down 400. All right, that's enough for now. Just a half a turn or so. And then we'll do all the holes and then take it out, because turning this, I could tweak this a bit and throw myself off. Okay, let's fingers crossed, drop it in, get it centered, and it looks to me like everybody's pretty happy. Yeah. So we still need a piece of 1/2 inch all thread to run in here, and then we're gonna weld up the back side of it, and then we'll have a bracket. Then next next is this key. So what we have to do is we bored out the in fact my buddy Robert bored out this gear. So what I have to do now is run a key down it, and one about that size. But I think what I want to do, let's see how much room we got. There's plenty of room. Yeah, okay. We'll just go with the key. And I'll go get all my stuff together. Yeah, surprise, surprise. I went down inside my bolts and nuts drawer to get a bolt. Bang! Here's a piece of all thread. So we are set to go. There it is, right there. Nice and tight too. Okay, so I think what we want is first we need to deburr this. We'll just okay. We're cutting 6 2-inch studs. Let's get this thing where it needs to be. All right, well, I got the bolts or the studs in, and it really is close to fitting. I mean, a few thousandths, and this thing will slide right down. So I think what we're going to do is just come in with an adjustable reamer and open those holes up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. We got something. Let's just see if we can. First we'll just get the paint out of the holes. Okay, not quite. Let's try it this way. Maybe lay it on its side. Might be easier. All right, well, the height of this would not fit in the mill, of course. So we're over at the drill press, and I think, we're just drilling some simple holes, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. That's moving fast, but I think we're going to be okay. All right, well, we drilled it to 35/64. Let's give it a try and see how we're doing. Oh, nice. All the way down, nice and flat. We're doing okay, except that it doesn't look like it's going to take a nut very well. In fact, I don't think it's going to take a nut at all. We may have to go in with some Allen heads. Here, so you can see there's like very little room between that casting and the bolt or the stud. So, well, there you go. I think there's enough room for a socket head. Even if there isn't, we can turn the socket head down a little bit, but we're going to have to come up with a couple of them. So that's the next job. Well, you got a little wood splitting on that one. hope that it's going to drop right on there. But if it doesn't, I've got the press right here, ready to go. Yes, in fact, we might even be able to kick it back up a little bit.
Oh, and then once it cools, it'll stay right there.
It'll grab.
Woo! Wow.
In fact, it's already grabbed.
Look at that.
Yep. There it is.
So cool.
Now just let that cool down.
Yeah, for a while.
And that would not go on.
Right.
So
And now it
now,
will never come off because it's.
well,
like,
no, you can
I
get
mean,
it
you
off.
could. Yeah.
You know, everything's doable.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Tricks. Okay, what you're seeing is from down below, because I've got it down, is the slewing bearing and the pilot gear tied in with each other with a little bit of a gap. I'm saying about 10 thousandths. And so I got to figure out how to get that, or I have figured out how to get that located. And at the same time, we're going to come on up here and at the same time locate the platform here so that the motor always lands in the same spot. Okay, so I got it located, and then what I've done is I've tacked two little tacks, one here and one there, to get this thing to stay where it's at. And now I'm going to take the motor back off and take the slewing bearing back out, and I'm going to drill these holes and put bolts in them. So we'll be back. Okay, let's take the motor off. And I had to cut a special size Allen in order to get in underneath that, so I could get these bolts in and out. And we may actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm seeing that it's possible that this Allen is not going to fit. It's close, but we may end up having to kind of take a little bit of a section out of the motor itself once we get those Allens in and ready to go. Now, I think what we want to do is go ahead and take the slewing bearing out, and all we have to do is take these bolts here out, and I think we've got it. Now that bearing is not light, so there we go. Okay. Take the nut out, we're going to take this over to the drill press or the mill. Well, maybe the drill press, and just take those screw heads or holes up to. Let's see if we can get this out. Yep, no problem. So I don't want to lose my location. What I'm going to do is come in with this drill bit, and I can't remember what size it was, but we'll find that one, and just hit each one of those by hand to create a pilot, just in case this thing breaks loose or something. Okay. Alright, so that's, if this breaks loose, I've still got my holes. Okay, well, we got everybody tapped and ready to go. I'm going to take it over to the welding table and just grind off these two tacks here to be able to release this, because I've got to put some kind of sealer behind this so that it doesn't leak grease. Now it's going to be like wheel packing grease, so it's not going to leak very much anyhow, but I just want to make sure that, you know, we don't have a bunch of stuff squirting out. So let's take it over there. I'll go ahead and just do that off camera real quick, like, oh yeah, first thing I want to do is stamp this. Well, actually, you know what? It might be better just to throw a weld, like a little dot here and a little dot here, and that'll index that, and then it's easier to see. So we'll take it over to the welder and do that. Okay, so we're gonna take it over and cut these little tacks off so that we can get a gasket behind there. Okay, we've got pretty much everything set here. Time to paint. So we got to clean it off first. Get a little degreaser here. All right, we're gonna put it on the floor and paint it. Well, yeah, probably the best thing. All right, we'll let that sit for a while. We're gonna go get our cap and clean that up and a couple other things. All right, we'll let all those dry and then we'll put our final coat on. Well, good morning. We are at the tail end of this project. I think we're just ready to start putting this thing back together again and having it walk out the front door. I'm ready for that. How about you? So we're just going to start assembling and see how it goes. Probably fast forward the whole thing and it'll be kind of like, you know, a little Keystone Cop deal. Hey, hang in there with me. This is the last segment, I believe. Well, just as I thought, we're going to have to come in and create a radius just right in front of that center bolt hole. We may not be able to put that center bolt in, but for now we'll create the radius. And we got to do this gently because it's just kind of sticking up here in the air. Not, probably not all that happy about it. All right, well, we've got a couple of spacers and a nut head attached to this bracket that goes down to the table of the mill. That's going to give us just a little bit of support, maybe enough to do what we need to do. And we're going to come over to this side here. I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, there it is. And we will cut that and see if we can get it. All right. let's take it down and give it a try. Okay, looks like we got the clearance we need. So now it's a matter of getting the bolts in. Okay, back to fast forward. Well, okay, it's done. We have completed this little project. The customer's on his way to pick it up, and it came out okay. It took almost 2 gallons of grease, which is good. And hey, I'm happy to have it done, and it's Thanksgiving Day, and I get to rest. I actually had 2 major jobs that happened this last week, and both of them were rush jobs, and I was a little stressed, but they're now done, and get to put the cash in my pocket, and maybe we're going to go to Mendocino for a couple of days or something. Okay, take a couple days off. So the project is done. This is Nick Collier checking out.